It's Virtua Pro Football again, and this time I'm jumping straight into the league match, March Week 1 against FC Twente. Even though these league games aren't that important until the end, I would like to earn the title by winning a game or two along the way, and whilst it was difficult for us to do so against Breda, this time we have a 1-goal advantage and should be able to hold on to it, especially if we can score again. Here's an opportunity to do so. Simons gets the through ball to Farfan. He beats the defenders, but they're closing in on him, and the keeper makes a save. Goes back out to Beasley. I wanted to chip this up, but dispossessed. Koku, however, is now on it. He shoots. Psych! It's a pass to himself off the post, and he scores. And now, just after the kickoff, Farfan gets the ball, passes to Benz. Benz gets tackled, but the ball goes back to Farfan, so now it's a through ball to Benz, and this is the golden opportunity to break our duck, and we do. Benz is finally scored in-game in this playthrough, and now it's just a question of how many can we score, because we are still producing chances, and Twente has not been in this game at all. Benz has a chance at a brace, but he misses it by miles, and I think inconsistency from Gary is something we're going to have to get used to until near the end of the playthrough when I've finished building him attributes-wise. Prodding down the right wing here, intercepted a few times, try going low instead, but no good. But it doesn't really matter, we still win the match 3-0. Very convincing victory that pleases the manager greatly. We even get the Man of the Match award for this because we were in amongst the scorers. And I was hoping that form could carry over to the speed mini-game, but things weren't that simple. I managed to beat the defender 2 times out of 3, and I don't think I did anything wrong myself, but once again, Binns seems intent on kicking the ball anywhere but the goal mouth, and I get 0 points. So I just have to start training attack for the next few weeks, and nothing out of the ordinary happens. We get the usual April Week 1 events, but it's actually time for the match against Atletico Madrid already. Atletico doesn't have as many household names as Leon, but they do have a young Fernando Torres up front before he's transferred to Liverpool, and are still a pretty good team overall. It's a good thing then that I'm not going to have to come from behind to win this one, and we are instead level pegging relatively late into the second half, and we're starting with a free kick that I take direct, but I didn't realise it was going to be 26 metres out. And Leo Franco with a howler. Koku somehow managed to blast that down his short side. And just like that, our job is almost done already, though going 2-0 would be nice in case Atletico managed to peg one back. We're putting a lot of pressure here on this play down the right wing. Ben's whipping it in, but Atletico determined not to concede. A little bit later on, Benz instead gets a chance to shoot. He's going to collect his own rebound, but then the rebound shot goes so far wide, it almost hits the corner flag instead. Atletico now putting together an attack. Here's Lucken, he just got subbed on, but instead he passes to Kesman, who had just strayed offside. That might have been Atletico's best chance to equalise squandered, and in fact we're going to force a corner in injury time. This is really good for us no matter what happens on this play. We do get a header, but it was contested, so no real power on it. Leo Franco takes it, but as he kicks it out, the game is over. We are through to the European League final, and for the second year in a row, we're going to have a chance to do the double. And our opponents this time will be Nijmegen in the final league game, and then Valencia CF in the European Cup final. There is one thing though bugging me in all of this, well, aside from my struggles in the speed minigame. The English national team has not called me yet, and we're getting to the end of the season. Usually you're supposed to get a call informing you that you might get selected, and then a follow-up call to actually select you, but unless we get a surprise call for the latter in May, we're going to be snubbed here. And that means we're going to have to wait until the end of Season 4 to actually do national team stuff, because you only play national team games at the end of each season, and so we're going to miss out on Euro qualifiers here because, yeah, we are not getting that call. And now it's going to be too late because we'll be busy playing matches these next 2 weeks, and you can't get called up in June. It'll be too late by then. So, Nijmegen, We, of course, go into this with drawing odds to win the league, but we might not even need it because we are starting 2 goals up. The only drawback being that we have to play with 10 men, and it is a significant drawback. I do notice that I play significantly worse with 10 men as opposed to 11, but Snubbed would have to score thrice in one game to actually deny me the title. To get 3, they first have to get 1, and Grok gets a good through ball, plenty of space, but doesn't quite dribble to the right angle, and so Tebia is able to parry. On the counter-attack, 1-2 play results in Bins getting a decent shot, so close and yet so far. Snubbed is unable to make any progress, and they have to start playing for a consolation goal rather than any hopes of actually winning the match. The Goofy R bicycle comes into play, but it's not as good in VPF as it is in Elmast. And that was their last real opportunity here. Lamy clears it, the whistle blows, and it is done. League champions. And as captain, Bins himself will lift the plate. Let's quickly go through the interview after winning the league title. I take the humble choices here because there's no need for me to boost ego. We're not doing any more training until August. And I have to admit, I'm not that fussed if we lose this European League final because we already won it last season. But at the same time, that's liberating because it means there's no pressure in this game against Valencia. Also, it's another 0-0 scenario for us. Exact same scenario we had against Atletico Madrid, so we know this is a long 3 kick, and I decided to go indirect, but no dice. Valencia's attack is spearheaded by the legendary David Villa, and we can't afford to be giving him too many chances like that because at some point he's going to put one of those away. You'll notice I alternate goalkeepers because neither goalkeeper here at PSV is that great, but neither of them are necessarily better than the other, so in reality, Gomez was the full-time starter at this time, and I don't know why the game has him rated so low. Though maybe he doesn't need those ratings, because what a save that was! I cannot believe he's been able to recover and stuff Aimar's rebound. That may well prove to be a championship-winning save, because now we have extra time and we've managed to force a corner. Corners have been kind to us ever since last year's Champions League, and it looks like it's going to be kind again. Farfan diving header, goal. Are we about to go back to back? It's certainly looking good, but Valencia have already threatened to score multiple times. Here was another chance with Fede's pass, however, very poor. And as always, you can defend a 1-0 lead by making it 2-0, which De Jong now has a chance to do. Good angle to shoot, but Canizares was just that little bit better, and Farfan's follow-up cross a little bit strong. Still, this is time spent down their end, which means that Valencia are not attacking our end, and they didn't get a lot of chances to attack in the second half. In fact, we're already near the end of the game here, and Valencia's going to make one last big play. They pass the ball around a bit, but then Mister tries to get it to the wing, over-kicks it. Surely the whistle's going to blow any moment now, and it does. PSV European champions in 2006 and 2007. As we're winding down for our title celebration, we are approached by Jack. Becoming acquainted from Jack is the first sign that you're moving up in the world and will start to meet more high-profile connections, especially if you start going out with Jack and building up his friendship so that he can directly connect you with other people. We had another post-title interview that I left in here for the sake of completion, but I think what you might be more interested in is the attribute update. So here it is. I got my shooting and heading up to the mid-high 70s. I really thought this was going to be enough to get called up to the English team because it's mostly ratings based, but here's what I think happened. The threshold to get called up is 2 medals out of 5, and we were at that rating, but only by June. in May we were still at 1.5 and just ticked over but not in time. So we'll get to play for England next season, but for now, snubbed. We are not, however, getting snubbed by the sponsors, and in fact, we're about to sign that dream shoe deal. Coming soon, Bins Fighting Orange, available at all good shoe retailers. So Jack is somewhat picky about where he actually likes to go on outings, but you still have a few options, mostly restaurants, but golf is also a big hit with middle-aged men. In the following weeks, I decide to pick up the other two Legendary Match DVDs because I figure I've got the money, I've got the time, I might as well complete my collection of training boosters. Here's another press conference, this time specifically for us doing the double, and you'll notice that my ego is completely maxed out, so I make sure I get it down this time. It succeeds, only for us to get another sponsor offer. This time we're going to be endorsing a game, and that just puts us back on max ego. But I wasn't worried yet because I figured if the Max Ego event was going to trigger, it would have by now, and the fact that it hasn't means it only should happen during the season proper. So, let's pick our club for next season. We have offers from several A-rank clubs now. Ajax are particularly good, but I don't really want to pull a Sol Campbell and go to another Dutch club. I feel a sense of loyalty to PSV at this point. I do end up sticking with PSV for now, but if we ever get an offer for an S-rank club, I might jump ship to them. But now we have a problem, because you know how I said we had until week 4 to meditate? We didn't. The game bamboozled me. We only had until week 2. I've put it off for too long, and now I have to go see this quack. All while Bins is incredibly angry, and we get told that we're overconfident, and Edward acts like it's some kind of injury or something. I don't know what this is actually going to do for us next season. I guess we're going to have to explore that when we get to it next time on Virtua Pro Football.